Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I'm Peter, that is Tim. We are currently working our way through Tales from the Crypt, the original HBO anthology horror series. This is going to be Season 3, Episode 6. It's called Dead Weight. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So this one is about a thief, played by James Remar. I think, first and foremost, this is quite a recognisable cast. You get James Remar, you get John Rhys-Davies, and you've got Whoopi Goldberg all popping in roles. Whoopi Goldberg's role is actually quite minor, which I thought was surprising, because she's probably the biggest name. She's top billed. She's the first name that comes up, and then she's like a sort of minor character.
Kind of, and she seems to mostly just kind of bookend it. She's a little bit in the beginning and then a little bit in the end, and
Yeah, that's fair. But he goes to this island where John Rhys-Davies plays Duval, who's this rich guy who's got this black pearl that that Red, James Remar's character, really wants. He's this thief. He's called Red because he's got red hair, which is a big part of the plot, which I thought was really amusing, because I always make fun of Connor for being ginger, and here all these people on this island all think he's spectacular because he's got red hair. But he goes there. He ends up like having a bit of a fling with the girlfriend slash wife of Duval named Catherine. There's some weird sort of hints that there's some voodoo stuff going on, and there's some hints that there's other things going on. But it's mainly about him trying to steal this black pearl, and then we have the sort of I guess we'll call it a twist ending. I don't know if you would call it that. But I was about to call you Connor there. I do apologise. Tim, it's because you've shaved. Tim, you've really thrown me off. You're all shaven. It's weird.
sure.
What did you think of the episode, Tim?
I absolutely hated this one. This yeah, this one was complete garbage. I thought it was super boring. It was too long. Nothing really happens.
Joe, it's funny. I feel like we've been in a pattern here where the last few weeks I've asked you this, and last week you were quite positive at the start, but there's been a few recently where we've started and you've not liked the episode. And typically I will be like, oh, it wasn't that bad, and I'll stick up for it. I'm not going to do that this week. This was tedious. I think if you go back to the season 2 episode where there was a sort of like they're on a tropical island with a voodoo thing going on.
Right.
I hated that one.
Instantly thought about that.
Yeah, I hated this one too, which is a shame because, like I said, it has a good cast. I like James Remar. He's pretty good.
What else has he been in? I didn't.
Oh,
he looked a little familiar, but I couldn't tell you.
You have seen him in tons of stuff. He
Okay.
was in The Warriors. He was Dexter's dad in Dexter. For a more recent example,
Oh.
he's
Right, yeah.
yeah. I guarantee you've seen him like popping up. He's one of these actors who pops up a lot. But yeah, that's him.
Now, I would also say that this episode, I think, is super forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I watched it last night when I came home, and it was pretty late, and so I was a little tired, so maybe that might factor into it, but that usually doesn't affect me too much. When I woke up this morning, I was trying to think about the episode, and I don't know, there's a lot of, like, smaller details, like, I couldn't really tell you about. Like, I remember, all right, there's a red-haired guy. He's trying to steal like that pearl diamond thing, whatever, and Whoopi Goldberg was in it, and I won't spoil the end right now because we haven't talked about it yet. But I was like, oh yeah, and then that happens at the end. But like, there's like so much more that I couldn't really like. Oh yeah, it just I don't know, nothing really stuck with me about it.
It was weird, and I completely agree. It was too long. Like the opening scene, especially, I feel like you could have just completely cut. I didn't see the point in it really. He's
like with his partner, or whatever.
Yeah, he's got like a partner, and they're planning on stealing the thing together. This Black Pearl, and they have a fight. The other guy treats Red like shit, so Red just shoots him, and then we go into the plot, and it's like I don't even know why that needed to be there. I guess one would argue that it shows you where his character is, but honestly, I don't really feel like the rest of the episode would suffer from not having that scene. Like you get that he's a shady criminal. If anything, I thought it murkied his character up because there's the whole argument comes from the fact that the other guy treats him like an idiot, and I'm like, are they trying to say that he is a bit of an idiot, and that's going to come up and be how he fails is because he is too much of an idiot, and I think the rest of the episode completely ignores it, and he's not like a genius or anything, but he doesn't make any ridiculously stupid choices.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Strange.
I thought that scene was a bit just left field.
And now, I'm sorry.
Go.
I forget. Did they say what country or where they are located?
Nah, they kept talking about it being like a really like small island where there's like because
Okay.
they keep talking about rebels fighting back to the army. So, but it's
Yeah.
just it's an island. They had to get there because the opening scene had them talking about
Mhm.
we should take a boat. No, we should take a plane.
Yeah.
But it's like a secluded island where this rich guy's ran off to be secluded, even though he's surrounded
And
by a war.
and then it's funny, like you mentioned that season two episode. I feel like 2 maybe 3 minutes into this episode, I was like, this is gonna be voodoo in this. Like you just know, like when it's some like white, mercenary-ish kind of guy in some like unknown, like tropical-ish kind of setting. I just like they're gonna do a voodoo episode again, aren't they?
Yeah, and obviously they keep doing these little things where Whoopi Goldberg's character, who's meant to be like the priestess woman who does all this stuff, like
Yeah.
she hangs up like a dead animal head in his cabin, and it's
Oh,
actually like
right.
still
Yeah.
bleeding. Like it's not like it's a mounted head that's been stuffed; it's actually bleeding from the
Yeah.
wall. And he's like, "I'll take that away. Go what?" And then later on, there's like a dead chicken like flapping about, or I said dead. I should say
Oh, right.
dying chicken, or was it a
Yeah.
turkey? Whatever. Regardless, there was a dead
Yeah.
bird, farm bird, like under the sheets, like kicking
It's
around. And
like a Godfather scene.
it was kind of yeah, yeah. And that was kind of it. And the main bulk of the plot is the fact that he kind of seduces, or at least appears to seduce, Catherine, who's the woman who lives with Duval, and it just kind of like yeah, okay, she kind of reciprocates. So this little thing because he likes chess because
Oh yeah.
it thinks it makes him feel smarter. And the chess set that's out in the balcony when he's sort of approaching Catherine happens to be red and black instead of white and black, so that he can make the joke where red king takes black queen just before he kisses her. Uh, and I was like, okay, all right, that was a little bit forced, but
Yeah.
whatever. Because they're all impressed with his red hair. They're all like, oh man, red hair. Like Whoopi Goldberg when she first sees him, like like stares at him and walks around him in a circle, staring at his ginger locks. And what I thought was funny is they kept because the first scene where he meets Duval and Catherine in this bar is they like she stares at his hair and he mentions, oh, your hair's very rare even back home, but here it's like this luxury novelty, this miracle to find hair like this. And because of the lighting, I didn't notice it was red, and I
Yeah.
was like, why? What's so special about his hair? It looks like normal hair. It wasn't until the next scene when he's going to the house where I could see it was red. I'm like, oh, it's because it's red, and they're.
Yeah.
But for that first
Finally,
scene, I was literally sitting going, what's with his hair? It just looks like Tim's hair. Tim's hair's not special.
Well, let's not go that far.
I mean, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
good hair, but it's not special hair.
Yeah. Fair
Right.
enough. Yeah.
That's all I'll say. As opposed to me, who has less than good hair. Right? You're winning on this show for hair, all right? I
Yeah.
will grant you that victory.
I went on Thursday. I went to get my haircut again, and I wanted to get a short haircut, but the like place I go to, they refuse to like cut it that short because they just love it so much. Like, oh no, 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 your hair's so gorgeous. I wouldn't dare cut it that short.
I have no idea if you're doing a bit right now or not.
No, this is true.
This is actually 100% fact.
Yeah.
I almost think that makes them bad barbers because, I mean, their job is to cut hair. So if they stand there and go, no, 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 I can't cut that hair, it's too beautiful.
Yeah.
That's kind of them just not doing their job. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, part of me did think, well, maybe are they just being like a little lazy? They just don't want to work that hard. But I'll take the compliment, I guess.
sure. So they eventually has Duval at gunpoint, even though Duval's very nice to him and tries to be friends with him. And Duval's got he's got these worms inside him that spread and like give him all these weird health problems. And Red shoots him and then realizes that he's swallowed the black pearl in a balloon. You know, like someone who would smuggle drugs in the airport would swallow something in a condom or something like that. And he cuts into him, and there's all these worms like actually moving around inside his stomach. and
Yeah.
it's really disgusting, and not in a fun way. It was kind of like, ugh, this is kind of icky.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's okay to have that occasionally, but if the rest of the episode was enjoyable, I'd be like, oh, that was just a really icky bit. But
Like the gore was good, but yeah, it wasn't something that was really fun to see. Like it's not like a big crazy like limbs flying off and you're like, oh yeah, kind of cheering thing. This was kind of more of a wincy like ugh.
yeah. So at the end of the episode, as he gets away, he ends up having to kill Catherine because Catherine double crosses him because she wants the Black Pearl, and Whoopi Goldberg saves him. And she throughout the episode she kept saying that she's trying to protect him, and you can kind of see where it's going. It's like she's going to be like a crazy voodoo person who wants his red hair. So, and sure enough, she leads him back to his village and decapitates him and throws the pearl away as if it means nothing. It's all about the red hair. And that's the end of the episode. Honestly, the best part of this episode was the Crypt Keeper bit at the end when Whoopi Goldberg was actually there, and it's like Letterman, like it's a late night chat show,
Yeah.
and he keeps
Which I
saying the wrong thing. He says,
Yeah.
"Oh, I really liked your film, The Killer Purple," or so on.
Well, I would love that. I would watch a like Crypt Keeper late night talk show so hard.
Yeah, where every single like movie or book title or song, whoever he's interviewing, like every single thing they've ever done, he has to turn it into like a horror pun.
Oh, that would be so great.
Maybe not a full thing, maybe like a 5 minute short on YouTube rather than like a full half-hour show.
I feel like if it's a weekly show, I think maybe you could get away with that. Like not you couldn't do it nightly.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll agree to that. And they crack some jokes. She wants to like cut off his head. She brings up a machete, and he's like, "Oh, I just don't want to end on the cutting room floor," because she wants him to be in his next movie. So the ending bit was fun, but I mean, that doesn't really save the episode when it was kind of long, plodding. Wasn't really interested in the plot, even though I liked the cast. That's actually the biggest shame of this. Is it's a really good cast.
Oh, and I don't think we mentioned the director. It was Toby Hooper too.
Was it? I didn't even notice. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm misremembering, but I'm pretty sure because I think I saw it and was like,
yeah, no,
oh, hey,
Toby Hooper. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is kind of like after, because Toby Hooper really, after Texas Chainsaw 1, 2, and a couple other movies, kind of just went into obscurity and didn't really make anything good after that. So this is kind of into that phase, unfortunately. Actually, I forgot to mention last week's episode was directed, I think, by Tom Holland, who did the 6th Friday the 13th, if my memory recalls correctly.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah, I noticed his name, and I think the one before that, the Morgue one by the brothers, I think that was directed by Stephen Hopkins, who did, I think it was the 5th Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, okay.
But he also did Predator 2. These are more obscure directors, but like I was noticing the names, and I kept forgetting to mention, they did that obscure movie, and did that obscure sequel.
Yeah.
Toby Hooper, of course, a bit more famous because he did Texas Chainsaw, but, you know.
And supposedly Poltergeist.
He did a percentage of Poltergeist. It's hard to tell what percentage that was.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of Texas Chainsaw, we're getting a Leatherface prequel this October, and as a result, on the regular version of streams, we'll be doing all the Texas Chainsaw movies over the summer into October. Probably do one a month on the way up to it.
Oh, I mean, I'm very excited for that.
Unfortunately, we also have to do all the Saw movies on the way up to October as well.
Not so excited.
Yeah, not so excited for that. That has been this week's Tales from the Crypt episode. So we did not enjoy the episode really at all, outside of maybe the end bit. And obviously I like the cast, but that's not enough to really save it either. So there you go. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. It helps us out. You can also help us out by going to patreon.com/MailFuzzTV and seeing how you can support us there if you want some cool bonuses. In fact, one of the bonuses is you get these Tales from the Crypt reviews a week early. So if you're watching this on YouTube, the next one is already up on Patreon. So you can be a week ahead if you're on there. And that's $1. You spend $1 per month for that perk. So, but you know. But of course, liking, subscribing, and commenting and stuff all helps us out. So do all that kind of stuff. But that's us, guys. So thank you very much for watching once again. Keep watching Scary TV. We'll see you next time.